It was October 8, 1967, in the sweltering ravines of Bolivia's Nankawaza region. The air hung heavy with the scent of damp earth and impending doom. Ernesto Che Guevara, the bearded icon of revolution, clutched his rifle, his asthma-ravaged lungs burning as Bolivian rangers closed in. Wounded twice, his weapon jammed, he raised his arms in surrender, his voice cutting through the chaos. "Do not shoot. I am Che Guevara, and I am worth more to you alive than dead." Little did he know, by dawn's cruel light the next day, his fate would be sealed in a hail of bullets, a moment that would etch his name into the annals of history forever. Che's journey to this desperate stand began far from the misty Bolivian jungles. Born in 1928 in Rosario, Argentina, to a family of Spanish, Basque, and Irish descent, young Ernesto was a voracious reader and budding radical, his worldview shaped by the Spanish Civil War and the poverty he witnessed. Traveling Latin America on a motorcycle in his youth, medicine studies in Buenos Aires led him to revolutionary ideals, and by 1955, he joined Fidel Castro's 26th of July movement in Mexico, sailing to Cuba aboard the Granma in 1956. There in the Sierra Maestra Mountains, Che became a legend, commanding daring attacks, executing traitors with cold resolve, and helping topple Batista's regime on January 1, 1959. But Cuba was just the spark. Che dreamed of a global fire. In 1965, he vanished from Havana, re-emerging in the Congo to aid rebels against Mobutu's regime. The mission crumbled amid tribal divisions and logistical nightmares. Undeterred, Che turned to Bolivia, at the heart of South America, a land of indigenous peasants, ripe, he believed, for uprising against imperialism. Disguised as a gray-haired Uruguayan businessman named Adolfo Mena Gonzalez, he slipped into La Paz on November 3, 1966. Shaving his iconic beard, he moved to a remote base in the Nankawaza Valley, forging the National Liberation Army, ILN, with about 50 fighters, Cubans, Bolivians, and internationalists. Training was brutal under the relentless sun. Che, ever the theorist, applied his FOCO strategy, a small, mobile guerrilla band igniting peasant revolt. Operative Tanya Bunk, his link to the capital, smuggled supplies. Early skirmishes in the Camiri Mountains bloodied the Bolivian army, forcing President René Barrientos to call in U.S. aid. CIA advisors, including Felix Rodriguez, trained rangers in jungle warfare. Shortwave radios failed, peasants turned informant, and the Bolivian Communist Party shunned the outsiders as reckless. Malnutrition swelled their feet. Guevara's asthma worsened without medicine. Divisions fractured the group, some pushed for urban sabotage, others clung to rural purity. By September, the ILN splintered. Che led a remnant toward the Rio Grande, scavenging for food. On October 7th, a peasant guide betrayed their camp in the Yuro Ravine. Dawn broke on the 8th with 180 soldiers encircling them. Bullets tore through the underbrush. 9 guerrillas fell. Che, shot in the leg and arm, fought until his carbine jammed. Captured, he was bound and helicoptered to La Higuera, a forsaken village schoolhouse. There, defiantly, he kicked an officer, stealing his pipe, and spat at an admiral's questions. To a trembling soldier, he mused on revolution's immortality. School teacher Julia Cortez heard his critique of the crumbling walls. Symbols of inequality the rebels sought to shatter. Morning brought the end. Barrientos, fearing a trial spectacle, wired the order, execute. Rodriguez, relaying it, photographed the prisoner. Sergeant Mario Terran, avenging lost comrades, entered at 1:10 p.m. Guevara rose, unflinching. "Shoot, coward, you are only going to kill a man." Terran SM-2 carbine spat, 9 rounds, legs, arms, chest, throat. Che writhed, biting his wrist against the pain. Then stilled at 39. Lashed to a helicopter skid, his body flew to Valle Grande. Laid on a hospital slab, thousands gazed, his wounds washed. Beard trimmed, evoking Christ to some, a fallen warrior to others. Hands severed for Prince. He was buried in secret. Fidel Castro mourned in Havana. Let them be like Che. Protests erupted worldwide, from Mexico to India. His diary seized and smuggled to Cuba. Chronicled the folly. The odious thing is to have to say goodbye. On this 58th anniversary, Che's ghost still martyr to some, murderer to others. A reminder that revolutions devour their children, yet ideas outlive bullets. Subscribe for the daily feature videos.